Hey guys, just wanted to spring off my last video a little bit since I got some time this week. Figured I'd do another video. I'm going to focus in on this bottom left tank, do 100% water change, and hopefully be able to show you a little bit more about what I do here. The reason I'm choosing this tank down here is because I can tell that they're going to spawn probably today, maybe tomorrow, but I want to give them a nice, maybe not 100%, maybe like 90% water change, so that they have the cleanest, lowest ppm water that I can offer them, so that those eggs can get fertilized. I don't know, it's just something I do. Everyone's got different methods, but let's get started. So I already got this out, and again, this is my pretty much universal adapter, I'd call it, that I can put different attachments on right here. The valve is kind of like an extra comfort, just in case I ever need it. And if you saw my last video, I have not only this siphon here. This is for my 55 gallons. You can't see it too well, but this will treat or be used on all these guys. But then I have, you know, all these here from all my other tanks. There's one for this tank exclusively, there's one for this rack exclusively, one for this tank exclusively, and another one for those 360 gallons exclusively. I say exclusively because I try to take every little, it's very hard to keep things from contaminating, you know, each other. So from, if there's a bacteria in one tank I don't know about, or if there's something wrong in a tank, I like to keep things restricted to each set of tanks, just in case. It's just an extra precaution. Who knows if it actually works or not, but I don't know, that's just what I do. So again, here we have the attachment in this end here. Most of this stuff's all bought from Lowe's, put together by hand. You know, all we got here is a piece of PVC pipe we cut based on the length of this tank here, and really a key part of this is being able to move it, and be able to reach the bottom and reach all the corners from one side of the tank. So we have this piece right here, it's connected to a 90-degree turn right there, and a nice little piece of tubing here connected to another 90-degree turn, and as you can see, the pipe. It's all glued, and you know, if you're familiar with plumbing a little bit, it's got all the necessary glue and adhesive so that don't get any leaks. Alright, so first step here would be these, I put these on all my tanks, so I usually take them off if I'm going to do a big water change. Lift the lids up here. Now if my heater wasn't laying on the bottom, I'd probably turn off the heater to this tank, because I'm probably going to bring it down to like here, all the way down, pretty much to the bottom. But again, that heater's on the bottom and I shouldn't be going below that, so I'm not going to turn off the heater. If it was at any other angle or position in the tank, I'd probably turn the heater off. But so this goes in here like that, and I'm going to turn my remote control is linked to, so all these different buttons here on the left are on, all the buttons on the right are off, and each button corresponds to a different thing in my room. So top left I know is for this pump. Hear it turn on. It takes a couple seconds to prime on your first go, but it's literally just a couple seconds. It's still going. Still priming. It's sucking a little bit. Still priming. Just gonna go through the bottom here, clean it up, get behind the filters. I'm not afraid to shake up these sponges right now because I'm doing such a big water change. Normally I don't like to disturb them, but switch sides. Pissing off these fish a little bit, but it's alright, they'll forgive me. Stuff likes to get trapped under these cones, so move them. You can see we're getting pretty good water movement. It's coming out this tank. Missed a little bit over here. So I'm gonna let this tank finish draining on its own. In my other video I showed how I can drain these tanks with, it's hard to see, but my valves here. I'm not going to be using that at all today. I'll show you the water moving. Again, we drilled to the outside of the house, and it's coming out pretty fast, and that's just from the pump. And as you can see, that's going outside the house. There's some leaves in here. Okay. That's leaving the house through this black pipe. It's also hard to see. This black tubing, I'm going to show you, it matches this tubing, which comes all the way into my closet in here. And the pump, sorry, I'll back up for a second. The pump I'm going to point out next. It's making all that loud noise. It's right over here. This is flowing in this direction, that way. That is out. Water's going down pretty well. Again, if I wanted to, I would use my valves over there to get all these started, and I could drain them to about 25%, 30%, and then do the finishing touches by cleaning just the bottoms with this, if that makes sense. So I would drain all these tanks with the valves, then go through and just do the cleanup with this siphon here. That allows me just to move quickly, but just for this video's sake, I'm just going to use the siphon. Grab this just in case. As it gets low, I have to keep it away from the fish because it does provide a good amount of sucking power. When the water gets this low, I do get worried that the fish could get sucked on it. Probably won't do them any harm, but I don't want them to get injured, especially since these fish are breeding. So we're down to probably like, we're well over 75%. We're probably 80-90 range right now. And turning it off. Drain off the water a little bit. Alright, now the fill up. I didn't show this, I have not shown this before in any of my videos. What I'll show you, I open this valve here, it's just a safety valve, turn off my heaters, and that light. Take this guy, which is connected to the inside of my 100-gallon drums. There's two 100-gallon drums under there. You probably get that I like valves at this point, but it's all for extra safety. Put that in there, and my remote control is connected. It's number 2 on my remote control. Press that. Water's coming through into the tank. Now I did not dechlorinate this water yet. It's all aged though, so I'm going to take my prime. Normally I like to dechlorinate before, but for reasons that I won't go into right now, I didn't do it. Again, I'm only changing this one tank, so that'll treat 55 gallons. That 5 milliliter syringe, so sorry, not syringe, pipette. And this water's filling up pretty fast, right? Fish are over here, already trying to protect the cone again, and we are getting up. As you can see here, this is a very familiar thing in my room. The same kind of attachment as I have with my siphon, right? This allows me to connect this to over here if I wanted to, so I could take water from the other side of the room, bring it across, and to there, which will pump water into all these tanks if I want it. We're almost full over here. And that took maybe a minute or two. I mean, you can watch the video later to figure out better and time it, but it only took a couple minutes since I'm only using one hand. It can be a little difficult. Turn off the valve. If there's any excess water, I like to drain it in here so it doesn't get everywhere. Put that down and close my lids. Put my feeder back on, and now I have a pretty much 100% changed, right, maybe 95% changed tank in under 15 minutes. If I was doing this with, you know, no camera in my hand, I could obviously do multiple tanks and a little bit more. Like I said, the water from those barrels over there is a good source for any tank in this room. But in my previous videos, these two drums here will directly feed these tanks via my plumbing system here. Also, if I want to, I have a similar hose setup where I can take this hose, another valve, and it'll take water from these two drums, pipe it through here, open this valve, and I can then use it for all these tanks. So just simply put it inside, put it in all those tanks. If I want to use it for this, I can. But yeah, I hope I covered everything. Please shoot me any questions or comments. Happy to answer them. I hope I didn't skip over anything. Again, since I have time this week, I'll probably post some more videos about some other methods I use. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate it, guys.